Every difficulty is an opportunity to move into wisdom. Sometimes these difficulties are by choice, and sometimes they are not. In this podcast, I'm going to go over how to build discipline and resilience in your life. Before we get into it, support the show, leave a rating, a review, and subscribe wherever you are. Now let's get into it. First, I'm going to go over what is discipline. Simply put, discipline is embracing hard tasks, preparing for hard tasks, and behaving or being in a controlled manner and controlling yourself in a certain way in which you don't break the rules, you follow the rules, and you stay consistent. Resiliency, on the other hand, is being able to get through difficult times, adversities, challenges, whatever, in a way where you're not as worn out at the end. Just think of resiliency as a sort of armor or an umbrella. When it rains, you don't just get wet. You have an umbrella to make you more resilient to the rain. So what are some ways we can build more discipline, build more resilience? Well, the first one is to have a mindset shift, to view these disciplines and resilience, view difficulties as chances to gain wisdom, to grow stronger, to be able to believe in your ability to learn from your situation and improve through your effort, through your actions, through perseverance. If you face a brick wall, are you going to just stare at it? Or are you going to find a way to knock it down or find a way to climb over it? And then ask yourself, why do you want to be more disciplined? Why do you want to have more resilience? Have clarity and purpose behind what you want to be disciplined and more resilient about. Once you have clear purpose and have goals that align with your values and long-term vision, then you can start to break down the challenges that you foresee in the future. Once you have a plan in action, then you can break down that bigger long-term vision, mission of yours into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily manageable tasks that don't get you too overwhelmed. This is where your discipline begins. Your discipline begins once you develop a habit of consistency. You develop a daily or weekly routine that you incorporate into your daily life that you can do and show up to every day or every week. And once you show up for yourself every day, every week, you'll begin to grow and start learning whatever you're learning, and then learning new skills, learning how to show up, learning to be more disciplined and resilient. And whilst you're doing this, also remaining flexible. You must be able to adapt your routine, because if you face things that pop up last minute or accidents or life happens, you must be able to adapt to your situation in any given moment to maintain a consistent progress. Once you have that consistency and flexibility down, another way to keep consistent is breaking down your task into smaller, achievable goals. Once you can break your task down into even smaller, achievable goals, for example, if you want to write a newsletter, just say, I want to open my laptop and write one word. Start there. Something achievable that will lead into greater discipline and resilience. And then another way to build on top of that is to habit stack. Let's say you write that one word for your newsletter, and then after that, you research a topic. That's a habit stack. You write a word or a sentence in your newsletter. After that, you research more topics. I personally believe that discipline and resilience and anything in the personal help, self-help development world begins with awareness. Once you are self-aware enough and know what you need to work on and take radical accountability and responsibility in yourself, you know what you need to work on. You begin to recognize these impulses and vices and distractions that take away from your discipline. And you can start turning these difficult moments into more learning experiences for yourself. Top that with the ability to reflect on them and take action on them. You'll be able to understand that these triggers and responses you have to certain distractions and attention-seeking things like your phone and social media, you can use this wisdom and reflection on your self-awareness to gain more wisdom to further improve your self-control. A big one for me that helps me a lot with discipline is managing my stress levels. I notice when I'm highly stressed or worn out or have anxiety, I tend to look for more distractions and vices, i.e. drinking, i.e. whatever distractions that are not good for your brain and body and soul. So a good way to break this habit is to learn healthier coping mechanisms instead of beer and weed and porn and social media. Meditation, exercise, reading, journaling, going on walks, and contemplating. Use these as a healthy trigger for your coping mechanisms of stress instead of the unhealthy, brain-destroying habits that take you out of discipline and resilience. And whenever you get triggered, start practicing these habits instead of the other ones. Finally, once you have established all of that, it doesn't mean anything if you're not committed to long-term commitment and long-term growth and being a lifelong learner and having a growth mindset for life. Being committed, being patient, practicing persistence, and understanding that this is a daily practice, just like any type of daily practice. Showing up, being more disciplined, practicing resilience in both controlled and uncontrolled ways, because life just happens, and continuously seeking out and being curious, like I always say in this podcast, being curious more about yourself, learning more about yourself by maybe experiencing new things, trying new things that you've been afraid of in the past, and seeking challenges. Challenge yourself so that you can learn more about yourself through the challenges and difficulties of life. This way, once you're committed to whatever it is you want to be committed to, a relationship, a business venture, a podcast like I am to this podcast and to helping whoever listens, stay committed also to your personal, spiritual, and mental growth, and know that each difficulty you face is an opportunity to enhance your resilience and wisdom in the long term. I hope this helped you out. Subscribe wherever you are. And as always, stay curious. Don't give up. Keep going. You got this. Peace.